It's time for the Drugless Doctor. Call a friend or family member now and let them benefit from today's exciting and life-changing program. If you want to lead a healthier life, the time is now.
Hello, this is Dr. Bob, Dr. Anthony, and Dr. Kason DeMaria, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Drugless Doctor. What I'd like to talk to you about tonight, or what we're going to be talking to you about, is something that I know that most of you suffer with every day of your life. Between the springtime, goes away a little bit, and then it comes back in the fall, and that happens to be allergies. And if you watch television, if you live in America, probably every other one is about, are you Claritin free, or do you take this drug that is 6 times better than the other drug? Well, what we're here to talk to you about today is what is the reason. Why are you suffering with allergies? Because I breathe the same air that you're breathing, and I know that Dr. Anthony and Dr. Kason breathe the same air, and guess what? We don't suffer with allergies. So we're going to talk about the why. Dr. Anthony.
So what frustrates many people when it comes to allergy is the lack of energy. They can't be around their pets or others' pets. Their eyes are runny. They're crabby. I had someone tell me that their husband whines all the time when they have allergies. So you could be someone that has suffered with allergies for years, and I'm here to tell you that you're needlessly suffering, because there's many ways to help improve allergies. You know, you can even see on the Weather Channel app, it says, what is the allergy score for today? Are you going to be able to go outside? Now, that's not a way to live, because your quality of life can be severely affected by allergies. Now, Dr. Bob, Dr. Kason, and myself, we are all chiropractors, and what is amazing about what we do and what we see in our office, brain sits in the skull, it continues as the spinal cord, off the spinal cord comes nerves. If the bones of the spine are out of position, it puts stress and pressure on those nerves, and that's called subluxation. As chiropractors, we're trained to help bring the spine back towards its normal position, relieves the stress and pressure, allows the brain to send right messages to the body. What we see commonly is after someone gets an adjustment is that their sinuses clear up. It's because that stress and pressure isn't on their nervous system, that optimum nerve energy is flowing like it's supposed to, and your sinuses clear up. I had an individual that came into our office last year, and they were scheduled to get sinus surgery, and we started working with them chiropractically, and their sinuses cleared up, and they didn't need to have surgery. We have people that have had surgery several different times to their sinuses with a drill to try to drill into someone's sinuses, but it's not getting to the root of what's going on. So one of the most simple, easy, effective ways would be to get your spine checked for misalignments to see if they are affecting your optimum performance in your body. Dr. Kason, what do you got for us?
As I'm thinking about the power of an adjustment, and all of you out there, Dr. Bob was sharing with you, if you have seen these commercials and the medications, Claritin, and all the side effects, now it's even increasing where you'll see 2 minutes of side effects in 15 minutes of the drug and what it's used for. So for yourself, you could have a runny nose, coughing, sneezing, lower energy, and what we want to empower you to do is start taking care of your body so your body can heal itself naturally without all of these medications, because what's happening is the drugs that you're taking are actually, they are just covering up the symptoms of what is going on, but you could have a subluxation or misalignment in your upper neck directly going to your sinuses, and unless you work on correcting that misalignment, you will never be at 100%. And I can share with you, with seeing so many kids in our practice, allergies and sinuses and congestion, all of these are very common items that we as chiropractors help with, because we're working with the brain and the nervous system. But also, one of the main factors that we work with our members is supporting their digestion. Digestion is so important. 85% of your nervous system is in your gut and in your digestion. So whether you're a newborn baby, an athlete, someone right now sitting at home that you're experiencing different allergy symptoms, you may want to consider looking at your digestion, how that's being impacted. Dr. Bob, what do you have with digestion?
Well, I think what's so interesting is that your stomach has to have acid in it, and the acids break down proteins. So what we have learned is if you're 40 years old or older and you're a female, your digestive system is already working subpar. And then what happens to individuals is that they're consuming foods like, for example, sugar. This is how much sugar is in a 12-ounce can of soda. Well, what sugar does is it takes the B vitamins out of the body. So B vitamins and acid, or B vitamins and minerals, work together to make the digestive enzymes. So if you don't have enough digestive enzymes in your stomach, those protein particles go through uninterrupted, and your body sees them, exactly what Dr. Kaysen said, as a foreign invader. So the nervous system that's in your gut is called the enteric nervous system. So this is what we have learned. I have had patients come into the office, and I had one gentleman recently was taking a product called Zyrtec, and he started to notice that he was getting some shakes. And he looked up online, which is Dr. Kaysen was talking about, the different drugs. You'll watch a TV program or an advertisement, they have 15 seconds of good effects and a minute and a half of bad effects. Well, he looked up the bad effects of Zyrtec, and one of them was arm shaking, or just the shakes. So we had him do a diet sheet, and I looked at his diet sheet, and he was having a chocolate chip cookie every day. And I looked at him and I said, you know, you're having a chocolate chip cookie every day, and we've talked about wheat. And he goes, well, that's my mother-in-law's favorite recipe. And he was going on and giving me the reasons of why he was eating the chocolate chip cookies. So in a very loving way, I pretty much said, listen, just stop for a month. And guess what happened to his allergies? They magically, mysteriously, poof, they went away. It's gluten. So I know that people love donuts, and I know that people love to have bread, and I'm not telling you not to have bread or donuts, but what I'm going to suggest to you is for a month, just back off on the wheat products. Now, what I'd like you to do is you can go and send an email to customer care at druglessdoctor.com. Customer care at druglessdoctor.com, and request the almond butter bread recipe. Customer care at druglessdoctor.com will send you an almond butter bread recipe, which is truly gluten-free. I do not want you to go to the store and buy anything gluten-free until you look at the ingredients, because most of the time what's in gluten-free is actually worse than what's in a gluten product. So be aware what you're consuming. Protein, gluten, rye, wheat, oat, and barley could be a part of your challenge. That includes soda, diet soda, cola soda, the caramel color. Caramel is what gives the dark color. Caramel comes from barley, and it's gluten. Pretty interesting, isn't it, Dr. Anthony?
It is. You know, I was sitting down with a father and son recently, and we were going over a diet sheet. And this young gentleman had a peanut allergy, and he also had some other challenges going on. And when we were sitting down and evaluating his diet sheet, every morning for breakfast he had cereal. Every day for lunch he had either chicken nuggets and yogurt, and for dinner was pizza, hot dogs, and French fries or nachos. Now, can you imagine that this young, vibrant child is going to have the best chance of having a great life eating that type of food? Well, what's going on in his body is an outcome of what he's putting in. So we started working with him chiropractically, also working on getting him to switch up some of the foods he's using to go to living food, because all of that is processed dead food, and his body started to change, and his allergies are starting to go away with them. Now, if you eat the same thing over and over and over and over again, what happens is your body starts to get used to it, and it'll develop antibodies against those types of foods, and it can cause an allergic reaction. So one of the things that is very, very important, and what I would encourage you to do, is shake up the foods that you're using. Don't always eat the same thing. Focus on eating at least something that's living with each of your meals, so that your body gets living food and it has an easier time digesting proteins. Now, the next two items that I'm going to discuss with are huge culprits: peanut butter and milk or dairy products. Because of the proteins that are in these, our body has a difficult time breaking down those proteins. And just like Dr. Bob was talking about with gluten, undigested proteins can cause an allergic reaction in your body, and it'll cause the dry eyes and the squinty eyes and the running of the nose because of those undigested proteins in your body. So you got to work on focusing on cleaning up your digestion, getting to the root of some of these items that you could be consuming so that your body's set up like it's supposed to be. Dr. Kaysen, what do you got there for us?
With the digestion, what directly links to your digestion is if you're eating these items like peanut butter and dairy and other items as far as donuts and gluten, all these things, what happens is your body is unable to digest them and you create a histamine reaction. So from that, you will have inflammation in your body, which you may have sinus congestion, runny nose, eyes running. All these things are symptoms of your body's immune system not being at 100%. So to get to the root cause of everything that we've talked about, we want to go back to supporting your nervous system and your immune system. The brain sits in the skull, travels down as the spinal cord, and as chiropractors, we're improving that nervous system function, which directly impacts your immune system. There was a study of people, and they had 3 groups of people. They had people underneath regular chiropractic care, people under not as far as just acute chiropractic care, and then people not under chiropractic care. That group that got chiropractic care, their immune system was 400 times stronger than the group not receiving any chiropractic care. So one of the best things you can do for your immune system is get your regular chiropractic adjustments to make sure that everything is improving function, as well as staying away from some of these things that you could be passionately addicted to. Rather than peanut butter, you may want to consider doing almond butter. Rather than dairy, you may want to consider doing something like an unsweetened almond milk or coconut milk. And Dr. Anthony was sharing with that young man recently with allergies, he also has around his lips a huge rash, redness, because of the foods and the chemicals that he's eating. And that is starting to clear up with him focusing on fresh foods and vegetables. Dr. Bob.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a lot of really wonderful information. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to be right back. I'm a chiropractor because my goal, my passion is to help people get better without medication.
There's different types of chiropractic. I wanted to be involved in something that was bigger than myself.
Sure, I would say it's been so much more than just seeing those lives transform. It's been being able to be a part of their transformation.
Wellness is a state of mental, social, and physical well-being.
Really, wellness is from the inside out, being able to have your body make the decisions on its own, naturally, without drugs, medications, or surgeries.
We work and strive at addressing each one of those different facets of wellness so that it's really a well-rounded overall approach for an individual.
I think the atmosphere is really very welcoming. I think all 3 really work well together as a team.
It's much more than you would find somewhere else. The individuality of it, the recommendations, the doctor's expertise.
We do not use a cookie-cutter plan. Every person that comes into our office is very unique, and they have specific plans and treatment protocols specific for their findings.
Utilizing our innovative tools and technology, we're able to get the best results and faster, and it's really easy on the practice member, specifically with the thermal scans that we do. By measuring the ambient skin temperature, we're able to measure from each assessment how the pattern's changing.
We offer digital video fluoroscopy, motion films of a person's spine, getting right to the root cause.
From someone that was previously diagnosed with ADHD and was having developmental delays in speech, working with them here and seeing the transformation of them developmentally, other things, attention span, energy, colic, all these things that are improving over a period of time.
So whether it's a little baby that's getting adjusted for the first time, or a mom that's getting adjusted, or an athlete, it's really cool to see what we're able to do and how that can impact their life for the long term.
The 2 things, chiropractic care and nutrition, go hand in hand, and you really need both components. You can't just say, I'll do whatever I want nutritionally and then just have chiropractic care and Dr. Bob will just fix me. Really, you have to have both going together.
In our wellness store, we offer a variety of different products. They're all professional lines and products that are tried and true. We have many different types of evaluations and assessments, that can tell us what supplement is going to be best for one of our practice members here in the office, so that we're just not throwing the dice when it comes to their health.
The Drugless Doctors is very forward-thinking. It's a lot different than anything else that I had ever seen before, so I felt like I was learning something new.
We have information on social media, our website, our blog. We do TV programs, so we're always putting out good quality information, because more often than not I hear from somebody, I never knew that, or I got that information from a magazine or a TV program and I never really knew that that wasn't correct.
So being able to give them simple tools and natural principles that they can be able to empower themselves to make every day, that's really, it's really exciting for me to be able to see people in their changed lifestyles.
Come and join us and participate with natural drugless chiropractic care. Hello, this is Dr. Bob, Dr. Anthony, and Dr. Casey DeMaria. I'd like to welcome you once again to an episode of The Drugless Doctor. In the first segment, we were talking about allergies, and we really delved into how much digestion is so important in the spine and the nervous system. We know that the second cervical up there on the left side has so much to do with how your nervous system functions. And actually, we have an autonomic nervous system chart that's going to be on the screen for you to right now. And at the top, you can see that upper area goes over to the sinus and mucous membranes of the nose. Well, we know that we've had people come off of our adjusting tables and say, that was faster than Benadryl, these big old grins on their face. We see that happen all the time. But some of you watching us right now may have gone to your well-meaning healthcare provider and they decided to put you on cortisone because that was going to clear up your sinus challenges. Well, I want you to know, if bright light bothers your eyes, if you get dizzy from a sit to a stand position, that's a body signal to us that your adrenal glands are not functioning optimally. And so if bright light bothers your eyes, you get dizzy from a sit to a stand position, that tells us that your adrenal glands are not making natural cortisone. Well, that's really important to us because, see, if your adrenal glands are not making natural cortisone, you're going to have chronic inflammation in your body. What causes adrenal fatigue? It comes down to sugar and stress. So if you are having a donut with a glass of soda and you have stress and you're constantly blowing your nose like that and putting the Kleenex in your pocket or throwing it away, which is kind of crazy, you'll never get better. I'm going to repeat that. You will always have an allergy issue. So Dr. Anthony talked about this in the first segment. It was so amazing to me because it happened where somebody came in and they got a drill and they went up and they drilled the sinuses on both sides. So what that does is that allows the hole where the sinuses drain to get bigger. In a short time period, if you have your hand in the cookie jar, if you've not made any lifestyle changes, guess what happens to that hole? It gets clogged up again. So then guess what you do? You go back to the surgeon and he re-drills you. So I don't know what's going on. It worked the last time. It won't work unless you drill down, no pun intended, and make appropriate and necessary lifestyle changes. We're here to help. Wherever you're at in the world, you should come and see us. We'll make a difference for you. Dr. Anthony.
You know, when it comes to allergies, we started out with talking about chiropractic care, and then we also then transitioned to talking about diet and adrenals. It's really important to address the root of the issue because you could cover it up with whatever you want, but unless you get to the root, there's always going to be a challenge. So our route for helping someone with allergies, chiropractic care, diet changes, address allergies, there's a great product that we use. It's called Histoplex AB. And you know, I can't tell you how many people that this has helped change their life because it's a blend of herbs that are designed to help reduce inflammation and that histamine reaction which causes allergies. I had a lady that was in the office yesterday and I had a conversation with her about the items that we were talking about, and her husband used to work for the FAA and they weren't ever able to utilize any over-the-counter medications, you know, which is a good thing. And he wouldn't even touch Claritin, so she got Histoplex AB for him. and his sinuses cleared up. He was so happy. She was so happy. She said, I don't have to listen to my husband whine anymore. Now, there's so many other stories that I have of individuals that between chiropractic care, diet and lifestyle changes, and addition of Histoplex AB, that they were completely able to eliminate over-the-counter allergy medications, and they were so happy because their body's not going to have those additional harmful items in their system. Now, we're talking about bright light bothering your eyes and adrenal glands. The product that I'm holding right here is called Bioglycozyme Forte. Now, Bioglycozyme Forte is a multiple vitamin that's designed to help your body with your adrenal glands and also with blood sugar stress. I had a gentleman here in the office in the last 2 weeks, and he was having some severe knee challenges. So we started evaluating his blood work and his diet sheet, and we tested him on Bioglycozyme Forte, and he started doing that, and his body was starving for minerals. So the minerals that were in the Bioglycozyme Forte allowed his body to work much better. His knee discomfort that he had been having for years disappeared because of how his body was starving for minerals. So when we work with somebody with supplements, it's because their body has severe nutrient deficiencies that need to be supplemented because their diets are so poor. So take some of these items that we're using and apply them to your life, because I know that you could be needlessly suffering with allergies, or you know somebody that needlessly suffers with allergies, and this information will help set them free. Dr. Kaysen, what do you got for us?
Also, a specific assessment that we have in our office to help to see other things that could be causing stress in your body, especially foods, is called a food stressor assessment. And what we do in our practice is we utilize a biocommunication scan, and we're able to see and assess nutritionally in your body certain things that could be causing extra stress. And I know we've had multiple stories of individuals that, specifically this one young gentleman, his mom wanted to test us to see how accurate is this assessment and what is it going to show. So what she did was she brought this young man to Chick-fil-A. She got a chicken sandwich and also a milkshake, came into our office after they ate lunch, and we did the scan on them. And what is amazing is on that scan, all the chemicals that were in the Chick-fil-A sandwich as well as the milkshake came up on their scan. And included in these ingredients, I know Dr. Bob, he Googled what was in this chicken sandwich, and all the chemicals as far as sodium, sugar, soybean oil, MSG, all these items came up on his stressor survey, as well as some items that he was eating that not necessarily were bad for him, but that could have been causing his allergies. So I know the big thing for this young man was staying away from fast food, and we have seen stories like this every single day with certain things that you're eating that you aren't even aware have all of these chemicals in it that are directly impacting your body, causing your body to create an immune response, having a congestion, sniffly nose, all these different things that you could be suffering from every single day, and we don't want that for you. We want you to get to the root cause and see what is going on inside your body. Dr. Bob.
I'll tell you, there are so many different areas that I would love to talk to you about right now. So some of you are very passionately addicted to certain foods because it's causing an endorphin rush in your brain. So you're constantly desiring that food. If you're desiring wheat or grain products, especially pizza, it's very possible that you could have a yeast challenge. And you could do something very simple right now or tomorrow morning when you wake up called the saliva test, where you get a cold glass of water and you spit in the water and you see if the sputum floats or if it sinks to the bottom. If it sinks to the bottom, take the number on the screen and give us a call, so we'll be able to help coach you through what you need to do. Now you might be wondering, well, why do I have all this water? What's the histamine reaction? The histamine reaction is your body is trying to protect you. So it's literally causing you to hold on to the fluid. Something else you could do right now is that you